Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Mike Santoli. One Dow stock is skyrocketing, and it's a familiar one. Boeing shares up nearly 40% off the December lows. That is the best blue chip stock by a mile this year. And Boeing breaking above $400 a share for the first time ever on Tuesday. Can it get even more air from here? Matt Maley is with Miller Tabak. Stacey Gilbert is with Susquehanna. So, Matt, there was a little bit of a scare in Boeing, even though it has outperformed on almost all time frames. How does it set up right now that it's making all-time highs?
Well, on a long-term basis, it looks very, very good. I mean, we talked about this stock a couple of months ago, and at that time, we were a little worried about the broadening top or megaphone pattern formation that it was forming. And back in December, I kind of mentioned, geez, if this stock rolls over and breaks the bottom line of that formation just below 300, it's going to be very, very negative. Well, the stock got right exactly down to that line and bounced, and of course bounced strongly. So it's been very bullish. And the thing is, it hasn't just gone up, as you mentioned. It hasn't just gone up with the rest of the market. I mean, as the S&P is up about 15% or so, this stock's up almost 40%. The thing is, though, if you look at the bottom of the chart there, put the RSI chart, it's getting very, very overbought on a near-term basis, and it's testing the top end of that megaphone pattern. So the thing is, I think, although, this is, again, great move, all-time high. That's the kind of breakouts you want to see. But on a very short-term basis, nothing moves in a straight line. We'd like to see it actually be healthy if the stock pulled back a little bit here, and then take another shot at trying to break out the top end of that pattern. So basically what I'm saying is that I wouldn't necessarily chase it up here over the near term. It's one that should be bought on weakness, but on a long-term basis, the stock looks great on the charts.
All right, so maybe a little bit overheated in the short term. Stacey, one of the things that's been surrounding Boeing is just so much confidence in the longer term, multi-year kind of growth story, the order backlog. Do you share that confidence that the fundamental story is okay?
Yeah, we do. So our aerospace and defense analyst Chuck Minervino just recently launched on Boeing with a positive rating, a $453 price target. Long term, yes, this is definitely a name that he likes. If we think about what's kind of going on with Boeing here, you've got a number of different moving parts that are really positive for the growth of the company. One of them is the 737 momentum. This is basically the commercial airliners, single aisle. This is seeing increased demand that Boeing is certainly trying to answer. The services sector, another area where Boeing is certainly outperforming some of its peers. This is an area we see huge growth. The company itself recently made an acquisition and sees this as potentially $2.8 trillion opportunity over the next decade. And lastly, Boeing's actually doing a little bit of diversification on its own by moving into that defense sector. So not just commercial, looking at defense as well, which we do think will be a positive. And kind of to the sentiment that's out there in the marketplace, we did see a shift. This was basically your poster child for the China trade tensions. Whenever there was a negative headline, it was, let's hit Boeing. Boeing stock always declined. This is a name that we do like, even with those tensions. If tensions do cause a pullback, we would certainly look to add to positions here. And from an option sentiment, it continues to be bullish. A number of call buyers. Getting to Matt's point, for those who may want to participate in a pullback but not miss any upside, there are certainly option strategies that you can do where you could sell a downside put that's going to force you to participate on a pullback, use the proceeds from that to buy an upside call, gives you that upside exposure if we don't see that pullback so that you do get to participate in the rally. Any way you slice it here, Mike, we like Boeing.
All right. I guess it does raise the question as to whether the market is roughly priced in already some kind of a China trade deal. But for Boeing, I guess, probably okay either way. Stacey, Matt, thank you very much for joining us today. Appreciate it. And thank you for watching Trading Nation. I'm Mike Santoli. See you next time.